Hello everyone, this is Tim, and I'm going to be talking about dream sequences and nightmares, and how you can try to implement them in your games. I've done this, especially in my last two campaigns. My Lamentations of the Flame Princess campaign, and I guess that was sort of like having two different campaigns because I lost some players there. And also in my Wars Sci-Fi New World of Darkness game, both of which are on my channel. So with those dream sequences, I often told the players that they should jump in really whenever they wanted to, that they can take over, have a little bit of actually a lot of narrative control, because really it's just a dream, it's just a nightmare. The characters are going to wake up from them eventually. So this is something you can do for yourself. Just have them jump in, twist things. You can go from dream to nightmare and back again. Don't have to just pick one or the other. It can be strange and horrific and surreal and happy and joyous and bizarre, and just morph things and change things, and the characters can be themselves or other people or see through the eyes of strange things. You can really let your mind just go and just think of all the possibilities. There is no limitation, just your own imagination. You can come up with all sorts of strange, horrible things, fun things, etc. So I'm going to take a little bit of time here, and I'm going to try to improv a dream sequence for you. And I'm going to throw in a lot of strange, nightmarish details as well. Let's see what I can come up with. You hear the sounds of water. There is no sense of sight, only the drip, the splash. There's the sound of children laughing. Oh, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Sally, don't go there, Sally. The darkness starts to change. There's a semblance of vision. Pinpricks of light stretch forth and flap their wings like butterflies towards you, creating a scene of chaotic unison. There is a child splashing in a pool, except the water is red. It drips and curdles like rotten milk. She smiles, and in the place of teeth, there are anguished faces, old faces, very old, and they seem to be crying or screaming. And then the scene shifts. You're on the back of a bus. You're moving through the hustle and bustle of some downtown metropolis. You look out the window and you see headless corpses everywhere, hanging from buildings, dancing mechanically in the streets. Chains lead up into the heavens where perhaps a puppet master dwells. The clouds are a dark orange, and on them rides devils with frowns on their face. Their horns end in cables, and some of these cables thrash violently with electricity feeding the clouds themselves, perhaps some sort of propulsion. The bus stops, and you look forward, and the front of the bus is just covered in blood. It seems that the bus driver has ran into something. And then the scene shifts again. You are that someone that was just hit by the bus. You feel the weight of the tires crushing on your internal organs as you're bleeding out the side of you. You're clawing at the bus to try to do something, to try to free yourself. The pain. That's all there is pain. And it fades to black. You smell scented flowers, of pollen, the sound of bees fluttering in your ears. You open your eyes and close them again. And every time you do, it's a different scene. There's a mountainside, capped with snow and purple evergreen trees. And from their roots are writhing creatures. The next time you flip your eyes, you're underwater, and a shark is coming for you. Its tail moving rhythmically. It's almost as if it's in slow motion. The next time you're in a basement, chained to a wall, all there is hunger. There is nothing else. It's been years. And these flashes of insight, these flashes of where you are now, continue. It seems as if you've been in this state for weeks. You're with your family, and things seem to slow. Things seem to find some sort of stability. You're sitting on your father's leg, and he's bouncing you up and down with a smile cracking out of his beard. You smell him, that smell of pipe smoke filling your nostrils. You look in his eyes, and then you move towards them, seemingly being sucked into them. There's a feel of blades as the holes that were your father's eyes turn into a nightmarish cacophony of spinning, sharp implements of death. As you're being slowly torn, limb from limb, down to atom, the scene changes once again. Stars everywhere. And then you wake up. Or at least you think so. There's a sound of metal and wires. You're running from something. You see in front of you dunes and sand and sparse vegetation, as far as the eye can see in front of you. And you look down and your legs are metal. You have a plethora of gears that are twisting and turning. Some of these gears are breaking and the teeth are cracking off. You're leaving a trail of rusty innards behind you. As your head spins 180 degrees around, you see what looks like a dune buggy and barbaric, hairy humans holding stone axes in their hands are coming for you, chanting, "Death to the machines. Death to the idolaters. Nothing shall be made in the likeness of a human mind." And as the axes pummel you into pieces, your last thought is not of vengeance, but of sadness for where the makers have found themselves, what the makers are now, unworthy of following. Your programming tries to repair itself, and slowly it does. You start to build yourself up from gears and metal, and plant life starts to grow around you. But the leaves of the blades of grass are singing a chorus that has some sort of melody to it that you remember from your youth, that your mother used to whisper into your ear as she was trying to put you asleep. You see the bars of a crib. You see the green stars lit up on the ceiling from some plastic toy that is meant to calm you before rest. The last thing you remember from this dream is the loving embrace of your mother, and everything else fades away because nothing else matters.